Jay, that's strangely close to Daniel Jones from the Giants. Daniel, is that you? Beat the Chiefs. Show me. If the Broncos and Russell Wilson can show me that they can beat the Chiefs, then I will start believing.
The crowd up. And so are this defense, and Kansas City won't snap the ball again. The Denver Broncos have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
Dave Montgomery on the Lions, former Bear, gonna make this his revenge game for sure. David Montgomery gets the touchdown that ices the game. No! And there's a flag. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. Snap. Hold. Kick.
Denver wins! Denver wins! Let's go!
They're open. No!
What happened? Oh shit.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Only Football Tonight. The NFL season 2026 has officially begun. March 9th, Monday, the legal tampering period has begun. Nothing officially can happen in terms of trade signings and all that stuff until Wednesday, but legal tampering has begun. And Kyle and I here on Only Football are going to just talk about some of the moves that happened, some big ones, some small ones, some meaningless ones, some questionable ones, and it's all going to be here on Only Football. Oh, let's get it. America is football, football is America.
Football is America. If you don't like it, you can kiss your candy ass. This is a moment in time. I don't give a damn. Oh my God.
No.
You loved it.
30 to 27.
No.
Chiefs win. Chiefs
No.
win 30 to 20. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Only Football. Only Football's back.
Back.
I was telling Ginger this.
No, you weren't.
There's really the 2012 loss to the Ravens, and I just couldn't watch the playoffs that year, which like in the moment I didn't realize like how big of a deal that was. But now at my age, I look back on it and I'm like, wow, like I was in so much pain. Like I couldn't even watch football. Like I've been a part of a lot of bad losses. I don't stop watching football,
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. And I think like this year I needed a little break because I've never had to deal with something like this before, because when you lose a football game, at least you know that you lost it and the other team won. And like I mean I want you just for a second to put on a Broncos hat just for a second and really let yourself at the deepest level feel
so deep
exactly how hard it is. It's so hard.
It's so hard, dude. I feel it so deep, and it's so hard.
It's so, and I'm gonna go in now, okay?
Please tell me when you're going in, please.
To lose the AFC Championship by less than a touchdown in a game without Bo Nix. I mean, I told you this during the Seahawks game, but I was like, to be honest, the 2 weeks after that game, the only reason I was coping was because I was like, yeah, well, Seattle's going to blow out New England, so I don't really care. Yeah. And then the Super Bowl happened, and I wasn't watching it because I was working. To be honest, like it was the easiest Super Bowl
to miss,
and not because of how it played out, because I didn't even know until third quarter when I was talking to you how it was playing out.
Yep.
But Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like, I don't know, like maybe that's why it was easy. Like the universe was like, this guy's been through a lot of pain. Let's do a favor and just don't make him feel like he's missing out. He got called into work. Let's just give him the emotions of what actually happens ahead of
Yep.
time. And that's what he needs. And I went to work and I was like, yeah, I'm missing the Super Bowl and I should care a lot more. And I still do care because I'm missing the stream more than the Super Bowl. It was only the stream I missed. Like I didn't really care.
Yeah.
And it was too soon. It was way too soon to be like, let's go the Super Bowl. And that's the thing about this job. And I'm thinking about something I've never thought about because we've never had good teams since we've started this channel.
Yeah.
But it is
True.
not like out of
True.
this. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that you and I are going to be in a weird situation like for the next 5 years. I mean, because like your team's either in the Super Bowl. In the best case scenario is that you lost like the wild card round and you had time to recover, but also like nobody wants that. You want to go as far as you can, but if you lose like an NFC championship game next year, it is very hard to get like fired up to watch that Super Bowl. And
yeah, that's fair.
And like if you lose because your team just didn't play as good as the other team, like I felt like this is the best way to put it. And I'm so pumped about this. This is exactly how I can tell you how I felt. I've been in Vegas where I've been playing like blackjack or something on the table, and or the better example is poker, and you got a pair of tens, right? Let's say you're with your buddies and you're drinking and things get crazy, and now you're betting $100. This guy's betting 100. Now there's like $400 in the table, and you got a pair of tens, but you're almost certain that everyone else is bluffing because it's such an astronomical amount of money that they think they can get everybody to fold. But you're like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to get my money stolen because you think I'm afraid. So then everyone's playing. So now you're like, okay, we're back to nobody knowing what anyone has. And you're looking at your pair of tens and you're going, yes, I mean, that's pretty good, but is it good enough? And you decide I'm going to fold. And then you find out that the guy next to you had king high and then the other guy had a pair of sevens, and you would have won the hand. I mean, when I saw the Broncos Patriots game, I was like, it's not a matter of would Bo Nix have beaten the Patriots. That's what hurt. Like I was holding pocket tens. The Broncos folded, and it is a certainty that Denver would have been in the Super Bowl this year with Bo Nix. Period. End of story. And that I wish there was a little margin of like, we don't know what would have happened, like maybe Patriots could have beaten us by a little bit more and it would have been like, I don't know, maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't have. If you really can't figure this out, like there's no way. You're totally wrong. Like Bo Nix was the comeback king. He's got the most comebacks of any quarterback in his first 2 seasons. Like I think it's 11 comebacks in the fourth, like
something like that.
He's at home. Even that weather where you're kind of relying on this backyard football where it's like scripted timing plays don't really work anymore. Like we had Bo Nix, that's his thing. Like, and it was like, man, it's like you're dealing with the pain of losing, but then you're also dealing with the pain of not being in a Super Bowl that you feel like you should be in. And then the Super Bowl starts and I'm coping by like, yeah, well, Patriots get blown out anyway. And then you tell me it's 9-12 or something. And I'm like, you're telling me we could have won the Super Bowl? I mean, I thought Seattle was going to like mop the floor with the Patriots. And I could have been like, well, at least it wasn't us. And like, I didn't even get that. And then it was like that kind of like FOMO. It really crept in. And then it got darker.
Yeah.
And it got a little bit darker and it got a little more depressing when I found out how the Patriots Seahawks game was going. Because it wasn't like Darnold was like lighting it up. Like he played good, but it was like, you're telling me like Bo Nix couldn't have played. I saw him all year playing those type of games. And I mean, I don't know if we would have won, but I think it would have been a game. And that's what I feel like
it would have been a better game.
That's what I feel like I was robbed of. Like, not only we would have been in the Super Bowl, but could have won it. I mean, like, we don't even know what would have happened. And instead, like, we get this news after he just beat Josh Allen, you know, and it's like, what is happening? And then 2 weeks later, like, I'm dealing with all these emotions, and it's like, dude, quarterbacks go their whole careers without, like, Bo Nix could never have this opportunity again. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
And you never know when you're going to get it again. And it's just a lot to deal with in a month.
And it's similar to, like, you know, it's similar to what the Lions kind of went through, because their offense was ridiculous for 3 years. Dan Campbell was like this guy that everybody was like, man, Dan Campbell is like a culture changer. They got Ben Johnson as their play caller. What's his face? The quarterback. What's his name? It's the quarterback.
Which one?
For the Lions.
Oh, Goff.
Goff. Yeah, Goff is playing out of his mind. They got Thunder and Lightning and Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery, and they got these guys. And then they get like to the divisional round, and then they lose last year. Not this past season, but the season prior to that. And then they're like, oh, what the hell just happened? Like, they were the Super Bowl favorites. Like, Detroit and the Lions were supposed to go to the Super Bowl and have this like crazy run. And like you said, it's just fleeting at all times. Like, you will never get that out. You may not get that opportunity again. I'm not saying you'll never, but you may not. They didn't even make the playoffs this past season.
The Cubs went 100 years.
108 years before they won the World Series.
I mean, we're a really good organization, so that won't happen. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just it's always, it can always be within grasp, but it can always never be within grasp again. And even similar with like the Bears, kind of how you were talking about with the poker analogy, right? Like, you saw how just broken I was after the divisional game against the Rams, and we could have won that game. That miracle pass from Caleb to Kmet in the corner of the end zone, sending it into overtime. It was a ridiculous thing.
I forgot about, like, I didn't forget it, but like, I haven't been thinking about it because of this other thing going on. But like, that was crazy.
That was an insane move. Yeah.
But like, I'm not trying to like compare problems, like, oh, you know, my pain, you know, pain is pain. We all go through it. And I mean, look, I bet a person great at articulating arguments could even make the case that it would be better to have my pain, because I didn't have to see Bo Nix choke or throw multiple interceptions or give the game, you know, like these arguments can be, you know, manipulated in that way. But I don't think so, because I'm from the, like, with you, at least you can say Caleb threw a pick. Like, the closure is the truth. The truth is the closure. Like, I mean, you have something to be mad at. You have a play to go to where you're like, it was that third down throw. Like, I don't know why he did it, but like,
or why that play call was called. What the fuck? What the fuck?
And this is kind of like how I'm not going to compare it to dying. That's like way too brutal. But I was about to like make.
I was like, imagine dying.
Yeah, but like, you don't think it can happen to somebody, and then it does happen, and you're like, wow, it can really happen to anybody. And it's like, it's weird, because sometimes the universe is just so unfair, and I like to be able to have everything accounted for. All of the pain I'm going through is a product of all the mistakes that my team made, and 1 and 1 equals 2, and it all balances out in the bad years, and this is the good years, and it all, like, I don't like when something tilts the scale one way and I have nothing to look at to be like, well, this is why. I don't know why, you know, I mean, I know why Bo Nix didn't play in the game, but it's like, I don't want to lose a game like that ever. And it's funny too, because I said the day after, I was like, this is a lost season, because even if like the Broncos went to the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots and maybe even won with Stidham, which I don't think they would have. But I really truly like didn't want the Broncos to win a Super Bowl
Without
without
Bo.
Bo. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there were Bronco fans like, then you're not a Broncos fan. I'm like, okay. Luckily for me, I don't need anyone's like validation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm committed. I don't know. Like I don't.
A tad bit. You're like oh, they're in the playoffs now.
It's
I will
so
watch.
funny when other people think that they can like pull your fan card. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, why would you think that you could like, what do you like God? I mean, you would literally have to be
Your NFL
another entity to
Yep.
know who deeply cares about certain things, especially on the internet. And it's so funny when people try to pretend like, oh, a real fan would want to win the Super Bowl. And I'm like, I didn't say I didn't want to win. I said it would be like, what is it like when it's kind of like bittersweet, you know?
Yeah, bittersweet.
It's like, it's like a good thing, but it also is like, no, like my quarterback is the reason our team was playing at home in the postseason. He like orchestrated these 30-point comeback fourth quarters. And now you're telling me that he doesn't get to reap the fruit of what he's worked all offseason for.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. That's an injustice. It's not fair. It's actually really freaking sad because he's not like an old veteran that's like, I've been in the, like, this is a young kid. Like, this is about as sad as like being a senior. This is the closest thing to me as Travis Hunter, or I'm sorry, not Travis Hunter, but Jordan Travis. Florida State senior year finally clicks and he understands, goes undefeated with the Seminoles, and then on the very last, I think fourth quarter, 5 minutes left, last game of the regular season, has a season-ending surgery, and Florida State doesn't even get to go to the playoffs because they have a backup quarterback. First team to go undefeated in the ACC and not even get an invite, and you're like, wait a minute, like that just happened. But and you're thinking, well, next year, and it's like, no, he's not eligible. Like that's it.
Yeah,
like,
he's done.
That's so brutal.
That's rough, dude. That is rough, and especially in college for that to happen, like a 21-year-old.
Yeah, like that's like his whole, because it's not just a senior year. Like a senior year is like a collection of everything you've learned every single year, and it all adds up to one conclusion. And it's like, were you the best or not? And football players are highly competitive, and it's like, it's very much like, if you don't get to the national championship, then you did it all for nothing, because all of the two-a-days, all of the times you wake up at 4 a.m. after going to bed at midnight, partying with your boys because you want to do this football thing. It's all for the common goal of getting a ring. I mean, you look at like those documentaries of Tim Tebow with Florida and mat drills with Urban Meyer, like those mat drills, and like him just like, it's like, people are like, man, they're like military. I'm like, no, it's more intense than that. Like,
it's like, not military. It's like, maybe it's like special forces, but not regular military.
It's like, and then it's like, I mean, I've had the pleasure of knowing Tebow, and I've met him like 5 different times, and I can absolutely guarantee you that's just him. He wasn't on any drugs. Like, that's just how he was wired. So like, when you're competing against people that are psychos like that, I get fired up just talking about it. But like, when you're competing against people like that, and you're a senior, and it's like, all right, this is our shot, and then it's all gone. It's like, there's no next year. You never won a championship. You no one even remembers Florida State went undefeated, and this was 3 years ago. I mean, it's incredibly unfair. And then he gets drafted to the New York Jets, and it's like, okay, well, maybe, and now he's not even in the NFL. And it's like,
get wrecked.
I mean, that to me is just like, so anyway, all this to say is like, sometimes football, 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2, and good things happen to bad people, and bad things happen to really good people. And it's just like not fair. It's like, why does why do certain players have, multiple rings and Larry Fitzgerald couldn't get one? I mean, like Larry Fitzgerald is like the most wholesome person in the world, but yet somebody like Antonio Brown will have 3, and it's
yeah. that math doesn't add up.
it's like, dude, Larry Fitzgerald, like, how could he never get one? And I think that's like so sad. Like these like veteran, like Mike Evans, he got one with Tom Brady, but certain guys like that could go their whole career never getting one. I mean, sometimes it doesn't bother you, but sometimes it does. Like when I say Larry Fitzgerald never got a ring, like that hurts me.
Yeah,
like,
and you weren't even like a Cardinals fan. You're just like, I'm a Larry Fitzgerald fan.
What point in their career do you think it goes from like, I'm doing this to get a ring to this is just my career? Because you have to, if you're going to say
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, good answer. Because I feel like if you're going to stay committed and you have the realization, like, I'm with an organization and we're not getting a ring. Like, I know that's not happening.
Myles Garrett.
But you still have to, like, obviously find something to motivate you to keep going. And I think
cash money, baby.
Yeah, I think that's when it's about just being a professional.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're younger, it's all about the ring, dude. It's all about getting a ring. 100%. Like nothing else matters. And that's why it's concerning when you get one super young. But I think when people say like, oh, man, they're not going to be motivated because they got a ring, I can only speak for myself. Every single time I won an award or a medal, I won medals in swimming, I always immediately started thinking about how I could get another one because I was like, it's way cooler than 1 gold medal. 2. Like, honestly, it's twice as cool immediately. Like, you know what the like dopest photo of all time is? Michael Jordan holding all of his trophies like that.
Or the 6 rings.
Yeah. That's what I like.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a problem. Like for players like trying to find motivation after winning a Super Bowl. I think what's more of a problem is players giving up on winning a Super Bowl young.
Yeah. And let's get into it. Speaking of Super Bowl, we've got, because what happens to teams who win the Super Bowl, Kyle? What happens immediately in the offseason?
Disney World.
Correct. What happens after Disney World? Probably just
I'm going to have a Bud Light, Budweiser. Peyton Manning got paid to say he was going to have a Budweiser, and he forgot what it was. And he's like, I'm going to have a Bud Light, Budweiser.
So Kyle's a good point. Several things happen after you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What I was referring to is all these players, they start to go on different teams.
No, yeah. And the craziness.
And then the biggest one, I think.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Reuniting with Mike McCarthy.
Oh, that's so funny. The biggest one I think was the Super Bowl MVP, Mr. Kenneth Walker III.
Yes, I love it.
To Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Travis Kelce's back. Patrick Mahomes is still there. Andy Reid is still that guy. This was a crazy one. But it makes sense because yes, you had Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you've had Kareem Hunt, who, there was games where it was like, oh man, Kareem Hunt looks like he's on one. Like he'd have 120 yards and like a couple scores, the short yardage, but whatever. But they've never had, at least from what I've seen, they've never ever had an actual run game that was consistent. And with Kenneth Walker, I think they do.
Yeah, I mean, look, when Kenneth Walker became available, I was like, I want him.
I was going to say, yeah.
It was released that Kenneth Walker, the Broncos and the Chiefs were the 2 heavy favorites. And obviously that was true because the Chiefs got him, which means the Chiefs outbidded Denver. And look, this happens a lot. This is a common theme where a player becomes available and Denver's like, yeah, but we're not overpaying for anybody. That's our thing. And I don't know whatever he ended up getting paid, but Denver obviously thought it was too much. And
it's 3 years, $45 million is what it is.
That's a shit ton for a running back.
Yeah.
But this is as high as his value will ever be because he just
Mhm.
won Super Bowl MVP. And
Yup.
even if he didn't win Super Bowl MVP, it's still as high as his value would ever be because when you win a Super Bowl, they want you because you're bringing a Super Bowl mentality to a locker
100%.
room. And that
100%.
is like worth a ton. I mean,
Mhm.
look, after we won the Super Bowl in 2015, a lot of players all of a sudden were signing massive contracts. Shit, we went to a Super Bowl in 2013 and lost half the team.
Yeah,
Um,
still, yeah, even when the Bears in '06 when they went, like, they lost a ton of,
yeah,
players.
Julius Thomas, who had ton of success with Peyton Manning, got
Yeah.
like $100 million contract with Jacksonville. No one remembers that.
No.
Um, there was man, we let a lot of guys go, and the only one that was actually like a bad decision was letting one of our edge rushes. He went to Tampa, and then he led the league in
Franklin
sacks.
Myers.
Shaq Barrett, I think it was.
Oh, yeah, he went to Shaq Barrett. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
and, I think his daughter actually died drowning in his swimming pool in his backyard last year, and
Oh, damn, that sucks.
he or 2 years ago, and he had to take, like, a whole year off. I hope he's
Oh
doing
my
alright.
god, yeah, hopefully.
But, yeah, I mean, like, it's hard to know, like, which players are, like, worth paying when everyone's offering the kitchen sink for all of your players.
Yeah.
And you end up just being like, okay, take him. Like, we're not giving Kenneth Walker $50 million. Like, it's a running back. And as much as I agree with that, I understand why the Chiefs did it. And I think for Kansas City, like, this is something you got to be super pumped about because we know that the strategy, and I go back and forth on this because when we got in our heated argument about Lamar Jackson,
Mhm.
which has aged well for both of us somehow. Um, like somehow, like you
We
go
were
back and
both
watch
right?
it, and like
Yeah.
you're like, man, no one's really like making. It's all aged great, and
Yeah.
it's funny because we're debating,
Yeah, yeah. I
but
was right. Yeah, you're
like
right. I was
Lamar
right.
still hasn't won much as far as postseason and Super
Dude,
Bowls,
MVPs, bro.
MVPs. That's all he gets. That's what I said. But like when you pay somebody like Mahomes, it's because, hey, we're going to give you $500 million because we're going to have significantly less money, but that's okay because you're going to make all of the other players around you great. And this
Mhm.
is what Peyton Manning did. It's like what happened, the chicken or the egg was Marvin Harrison and Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, what was the tight end? Dallas Clark.
Mhm.
I mean, we're all the Edgerrin James. Like, is it a coincidence that like all of these guys, like Danny Amendola, Wes Walker, it's just like, oh, it doesn't matter who they get, they become superstar. It's not. It's the quarterback.
Yeah.
If you have a
Yeah.
really great quarterback, he will train your wide receiver exactly what he wants and needs for the timing so that he will be open and open. That means catches, and catches means yards,
Mhm.
and yards mean 1,000 yard season, and that means we all wear that guy's jersey. So like
Yep.
this is why you pay an elite quarterback top money. But when you decide that you're going to go the other route and it's like, oh, let's bring in somebody like say like Sam Darnold. You know, we can give him 100 million. We don't have to give him $500 million, but um it'll allow us still some money. Like he's not like bona fide the best. You know, this was a
Mhm.
year ago. I mean, I thought you do something like that so you can pay Kenneth Walker, and so you can do, you know, have the flexibility to kind of
Mhm.
build. And I think like when you look back on the season, as soon as Charbonnet went down, I can go pull the tape where I said I think this is good for the Seahawks
Yeah.
because I think Kenneth Walker is a 3 down back and he never gets to get in a rhythm
Gonna be
because
unlocked.
yeah, it's exactly what I thought. And man, I mean, he was unlocked more than I could have ever imagined. I mean,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
even outdid my bullish point of view on it. And I think for Seattle, it's like, okay, I think they, when you're doing business, I think what you have to do is you have to have a dollar amount that you draw a line because it's like that episode of Full House when uh I think it's what is it, Uncle Jesse like
Mhm.
crashes Danny's car
Mhm.
and he like finds a replica just like it, and Danny's on the phone bidding for it, but Jesse and Joey are in the other room, and there's a guy in the middle mediating, and he's like, I'll take 10, I'll do 15, and they're bidding against each other. They don't even know it. And it's like and there's like $60,000. All right, just let the
Yeah.
other guy have it, man.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's like, if you don't have a hard line, you don't know where you're going to end up if you're just like, we'll pay whatever it takes to keep somebody, because
Yep.
there's teams that will give Alec Pierce over $100 million. Like, and look,
what did you think about that? That was kind of wild.
Yeah, we're going to detour Alec Pierce and then come back to this. But I thought this was actually like interesting because the amount of people calling it an overpay, I get it because it seems like it, because it might be. But when you look at Alec Pierce against defenses playing two high safeties, Alec Pierce was the most successful wide receiver in the NFL. Actually, he was the most successful wide receiver in catches like 20 yards or more downfield.
Yeah.
And he has this really unique ability of getting open downfield, which is kind of rare if you think about it. Most people that are able to do that have like Tyreek Hill's speed, and they just burn you.
Yeah.
For some reason, Alec Pierce is able to do it. I mean, he's not slow, but like, he's not Tyreek Hill fast. He's just a really great route runner. He's very committed to his craft. And I think it's like one of those rare times where he obviously conducts himself on a daily basis in a way that the Colts were like, we need to keep him. Like, he's somebody that we don't want to leave, which means he's doing all of the little things right on the day to day, which happens to be the things none of us see. And that's why it's like, what are you doing? This happens a lot where it's like, I didn't know that the Colts felt that way about him, is really like what we get from this.
And that was and it was crazy because like Daniel Jones this season, right? Like, he had like an amazing 9 games or whatever before the injury, or even really before it started to kind of like teeter and like kind of like, oh man, this is kind of the downhill Daniel Jones, right? Like, Alec Pierce never really entered my mind. Like, maybe at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh man, Alec Pierce, I'm hearing a lot of Alec Pierce, right? And this is a guy that you were talking about, like, gets open 20 yards downfield. He led the league in yards per reception, 21.3. Not only this past season, but the season prior.
Wait, dude, I'm so impressed. I'm not looking at anything right now.
Yeah, he did that, but for 2 years.
So he led the league
in yards per reception at 21.3 yards.
That's awesome.
Per reception, which was
crazy. I thought that was right. So I was like, I'm going to say it.
Yeah. And for 2
I thought
years,
it might be top 5, but he was actually the number 1. This is so great because I'm sorry. I'm just really impressed right now that I threw that out there. Because I was kind of like, I saw this week 11 because I got him off waivers for fantasy football, but I thought maybe it changed from week 11 to like week 18,
Yeah.
So I can't believe like he sustained that all year.
And that was 2 years in a row. Ginger's saying it right here, 22 and 21 yards a catch the last 2 years. And this is, again, this was like Alec Pierce, not this past year, but the year prior. It was like, oh, this guy seems to be, at least in my eyes, because, we would play fantasy football. In my eyes, it was like, oh, okay, this guy gets a ton of yards. I don't really know if he gets a ton of receptions, maybe, but Michael Pittman's there. Like, he's wide receiver 1, and he's gone to Pittsburgh. But this is the guy who's getting paid, highest paid wide receiver in free agency.
It's not even always a good thing to be 20. Let me tell you, when Tim Tebow played his last game in Denver, he went 3.16 yards per rush. I told you this, right? The time of possession, 31 minutes, 6 seconds. Total yards, 316. Yards per attempt, 31.6. And I'm like everyone always says, wow, this is like insanely synonymous and weird. But the other thing I think is wait, 31.6 yards per reception. It's like weird.
That's why I was kind of like, okay, the numbers are big, but what is that? Like what does exactly that mean? Because at least in my eyes, someone who pays attention to the Bears like fully and pays attention to the rest of the league at kind of like a casual level, I would have never guessed.
Level, I think a
Yeah.
little more.
Okay, a little bit more. I didn't realize this about Alec Pierce. I just thought he was like a guy, you know. I was like, okay, this is a guy who's developing. He's got $116 million over the 4 years. I didn't think he was going to be that kind of guy. I really
what's
didn't,
the
especially
going rate? Let's start there. So let me pull up over the cap, because look, it's very easy for like regular people to sit back and say like that is so much money, but it's like, okay, well, why don't we actually like pull up the
I just didn't think that.
well, let's see what the market says, because the market is where these prices come from. Like no one's just sitting around going like, what do you think he's worth? Like it's
Well,
like,
he's not
what
a
does the
number
market
one.
say?
He's not
that
a Jamar Chase. He's not a Jay
I don't think he
Jettis.
got paid like one.
No,
Those
he
guys
didn't,
got
but he got
$55 million a year.
right. But he is the highest paid free agent wide receiver.
Yeah,
of
but
all
that
time.
but that could just be because Jamar Chase isn't a free agent.
That's exactly what it is that the Bengals never let Jamar Chase hit free agency. The Vikings never let Justin Jefferson hit free agency.
So where did Alec Pierce go?
Alec Pierce is back with the Colts.
Yeah. So he's technically not a free agent.
No, well, technically he is a free agent.
Well, he re-signed. I mean,
right, but but that's what I mean. Like he tested free agency, and even prior to the legal tampering period, he said, "I can't wait to test free agency."
Did he get
and the
any
Colts
offers?
said, "No."
Do we know if he got any offers?
Oh, other than that, no.
Was it one of the situations where the Colts had an opportunity to match? What's that called?
Yeah, just matching a outside offer. I don't know.
Like
I think that's different though. It's
called?
A protected or restricted free agent where
the team can match whatever.
I believe it's RFA. Yeah. So
which is what the Giants GM asked Saquon Barkley to do, and he was like, "No." He's
we'll let you test it, and then we're gonna match anything. And he's like, "Oh,
we got Jace C6 I in the chat. Day's going good. How are you doing, Jace? Yeah, dude. I mean, okay. So here's what's happening right now. Okay, Traylon Burks, by the way, signed a 1 year, $2.3 million contract. What a weird story he's turned into. I mean, the AJ Brown thing, and then he's going to replace AJ Brown. And then the Titans are like, we don't want him, and then the Broncos bring him in for a workout and decide that they don't want to give him a contract, and then the Commanders end up signing him, and then the Broncos play the Commanders the next week, and he has a touchdown, a crazy one-handed touchdown against
weirdest freaking guy. Like,
and now he's where is he now? With the Commanders. Oh, so he re-signed too.
Oh, okay, so he re-signed with a Commanders.
Greg Dulcich re-signed with the Dolphins. Speaking
of the Dolphins, what you want to talk about a take that we had a couple of years ago?
You want to talk Dolphins?
You want to talk about it when we said like, yeah, of course you have to sign Tua to this massive deal, and look where he's at now. Mike McDaniel's out, Tyreek Hill's out, Jalen Waddle's probably going to be gone here soon, and now Tua's gone.
I was always against the Tua contract.
No, you weren't. We both were talking about
okay with it.
Like he was like and at the time
it was working.
I think at the time it was working too. And nobody I'm not saying nobody could have predicted the downfall, but at that time it didn't seem like it was gonna be a downfall because it was just so much BS in that locker room. They brought in Malik Willis to to make Miami a better spot.
Dude, you know what's crazy is I think it's even more than the culture, and I've spoken about the culture a lot. And I'm not just talking about Miami is
Mhm.
like a party town, but it's like there's things to do. You know,
Yeah.
you go to Cleveland and it's like I'm sure you can look. I know from being young that you can find trouble anywhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah. But Cleveland's tough.
but at the same time, it's like you can find trouble anywhere. You can't find fun everywhere.
That's
Like,
true.
I've been
That
in
good point.
places that aren't
There's
fun,
difference.
and I've been places that are like you can't turn a direction where you're not being invited to do something fun. And
Mhm.
Miami's one of those places. And if you're a young person with millions of dollars, like, oh my God, I would have died.
Oh yeah, it was
I
rough.
honestly would have died. Seriously. Like, I think that's why, I never won any of those lottery tickets I bought in my younger days. I'm
You
not
would have
sure
just
why it's not
wasted it
working
all.
out now. But
I could use it now.
now I think I got it together. But anyway,
Yeah.
so like the Dolphins thing, I think it's not about the culture because look, there's been successful quarterbacks in toxic cultures before that
Mhm.
are just really good quarterbacks, and like I mean, John Elway had a very toxic relationship with his first head coach before Mike Shanahan. And
Mhm.
actually, John Elway finally went, I think it was Dan Reeves, and he went to Pat Bowlen, and John Elway and Pat Bowlen were actually buddies and would hang out and drink a whiskey together. And like, how many, dude? If you have you seen the Elway Netflix
No.
documentary, dude? You
Yeah.
really should watch it because yeah, I learned so much like about John Elway. And we can't appreciate these older guys because
Mhm.
we didn't grow up really watching them. We know that they're great and we like
Mhm.
wear their jersey and because we know what they mean, but we don't really get it without a documentary. Like
Yeah.
you need to really watch it. Because it's good to know. I mean, it's like his divorce, his personal life, like his
Mhm.
rise to fame and his kids and the pressure of winning a Super Bowl. I mean, he was basically the going to the Super Bowl every year and losing. It was like he kept going and going, and then there were newspaper articles like Johnny can't get it done, in the big
Mhm.
game, and then he's playing the 49ers after losing like 4 of Super Bowls, and he goes and plays the Niners and loses by like 45 points. And it's like, I mean, he really was like he was really like I think Josh Allen's going to have the same thing. I think Josh
Like towards the
Allen
end of his career, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think he's going to win a ring at the end. And
I
I
I
don't
mean,
know
he
why,
might he
but
might win one soon.
I feel like Josh Allen is like the John Elway and Josh Allen are the closest comps that exist in the NFL period.
I don't
Like
know. What if he has a Dan Marino type of career?
who
Josh Allen.
I think I think he's no shade at Dan Marino. I think he's too good to
Right,
never win.
but Dan Marino was doing things as a quarterback in
Dan
the
Marino
80s
reminds me of
and the
like Drew
90s.
Brees, and I think Drew Brees could have easily gone his whole career without winning one because he only
Yeah, but
won.
Dan Marino was throwing for like 5,000 yards or whatever in like the 80s
No, he's
when
a very
that
good
wasn't a
system
thing.
quarterback. No, I'm
I-
just messing around. No, I don't know. No, Dan Marino was great, but
Solid, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't grow up watching him, and it's just like I don't have like that personal connection to him. So
And then,
like
yeah.
I'm not like gonna be a big defender of him.
And like talking about Josh Allen, Bears trade DJ Moore.
I don't think so though, because like you
Josh
gotta
Allen.
also remember that the Dolphins, there was a lot of reasons that the Dolphins weren't winning like Super Bowls. And I think it was more than just like Dan can't win the big. I don't think it was like, you know
what,
what I mean?
what the hell? You just took a left turn. I was talking about DJ Moore to the Bills.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Dan Marino
No,
still.
no, no, no.
Sorry. Say
DJ
that again.
Moore to the Bills.
Oh, okay.
What do we like that? That's a big move because Stephon Diggs, he didn't have Stephon Diggs for a year. And he had Shakir and he had Keon Coleman who disappeared
How do
last
you
year.
feel about it?
I was sad.
What is going on this last year with DJ Moore?
I was sad. Well, it wasn't necessarily the last. I think I would say it's the last couple years, and mostly Caleb's rookie year, where
they didn't get along. I think.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: DJ Moore was wrong this entire time. Oh, I want Justin Fields to be my quarterback. I want Justin Fields to be my quarterback because I had career year with him.
When did he say that?
When everybody was talking about, like, towards the end of the season of Fields' last season with the Bears, he's like, this new guy coming out of USC, I don't know if he's better than my guy. Which DJ Moore, defender of his quarterback, top tier guy, great guy, but this is almost similar to like fan fiction where DJ Moore was wrong the entire time because Justin Fields is nothing but a below average backup at this point. And Caleb Williams is a certified like franchise quarterback at this point. Like with what he's done, especially last year, Woody. So I was sad about DJ Moore, and DJ Moore will always, always, always have like Chicago Bears lore, beating the Packers the way he did, just coming up clutch in those games. But he goes, this is the one thing I will say about Poles. He sends his guys to like contenders, and DJ Moore is going to the Bills with Josh Allen and what they were able to do last year when it was like, it seemed like the Bills weren't going to be doing that well. I mean, they got to the playoffs. They got to the divisional round. You know what I mean? So it was something. So I think DJ Moore is going to provide a lot of value for Josh Allen. And if the Bills could pick up maybe, I don't know, another, wide receiver 2.
I think they have Shakir though. Isn't that like what he is? But they have him, and then who is the other? They had another guy that was like kind of making a name for himself once all the other receivers got hurt. I'm trying to remember his name.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna,
because Keon Coleman disappeared. Shakir was like, hey, he's a wide receiver 2, really, but he's a wide receiver 1 right now. And no, we don't have 2 lives going. It's just the regular 16x9 and then the shorts live. But Shakir to me, I mean, they got the 2, tight ends.
This makes Buffalo like, I mean, they were already a contender, but this is like a massive thing.
Yeah, and DJ Moore is not, and DJ Moore is not a Stephon Diggs. He's not going to be bitching and moaning. I mean, he might be crying a little bit.
The thing is, you might think I'm crazy, but I'm kind of like, I've learned that receiver fall off. I mean, look at Diggs. Look at how fast like receiver. So like, I don't know. DJ Moore is like not really like impressed me on a like, I know there's like flashes.
Yeah. This past year was not a good year for him.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, the upside's there, but there's also the chance that like he goes there and like has like the same year he had this year.
Possibly. And that,
I mean, he's going to have more yards, but I'm saying like maybe he only has 200 more.
Yeah. And that's fair because like the reason the Bears were like, hey, we're good without DJ Moore is because we've got Colson Loveland, we got Luther Burden, and we got Rome Odunze. And we've got Ja'Day Walker coming up in those ranks. So it's like a bunch of young guys on really cheap contracts that were playmakers. I think with Josh Allen, though, that's kind of what he's needed since Stephon Diggs, except without the bullshit drama, which DJ Moore can kind of like pout on the sidelines, but he's not Stephon Diggs.
Is he AJ Brown?
No. DJ Moore, AJ Brown, no way.
By the way, super sad story about the suicide from the player. Did you
hear? The Cardinals.
I feel bad because I'm like not reading a story. I mean,
yeah,
I don't have his like name, but
oh my god, what was his name? He was like 26 or something. Yeah, real sad about that Cardinals wide receiver.
It was
Something
Rondale Moore.
Rondale Moore. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah. It happened a couple
I
weeks ago.
remembered him with Pittsburgh, I thought.
Oh, I remember him with I strictly remember him with just the Cardinals. But I forgot what other team he was with actually. Was he with another team? I'm pretty sure he was. Rondale Moore.
He was with
the
the
Vikings.
Cardinals, and he was with the Vikings, and he was a beast, dude. Like when I think it was during the combine, he was I think he repped.
Yeah.
He had,
Falcons, Cardinals.
they rep 225, which is 2 plates on each side.
Yeah.
He repped, I think he did 22, which was 1 away from the record.
Oh my god.
And he ran a 4.3.
It's a monster.
And he led the, I think he led the ACC. He played at Purdue. He led the ACC in receiving yards. So like,
yeah, he was a beast coming out of college.
He was like, honestly, he had the potential to be like Hall of Fame. And
yeah, he could have. It sucked because like when he went to the Falcons, it was like that like weird like period with the Falcons because he was selected by the Cardinals. Sorry. Second round in the 21 draft, 4-year rookie contract. And then he was traded to the Cardinals in 2024, which was like the up and down year of Kirk Cousins. And then it's like the last couple games was Michael Penix. And then he goes to the Vikings last year. And it was like, oh, we have 9. We have 9 and we have Carson Wentz as your quarterback. So like you said, like the potential I feel like was there. It's just like he got a shitty kind of deal with like the quarterbacks he had to go with. I felt like, yeah, like you said, like he could have been a guy in the NFL for sure.
What do you think about Shaheed?
Rashid Shaheed re-signing with the Seahawks, I think, is a really good move.
Denver had Shaheed when the preseason started last year. And
that's right.
And we let him walk, and he went to another team, and they let him walk. And
he went to the Saints.
Yeah, and it's like, I heard Sean say this in a press conference during the preseason where he said, there's, let's see, every year you're watching the preseason, there's a player that like pops off. And some people think, especially people that haven't watched football their whole life, maybe they're just getting into it and this is their first preseason, they're like, this guy is going to be great. And it's like, no, that's just not how it works. Like every year there's like a guy that is a total gamer in the preseason, and then like he doesn't do anything in the regular season. And it's like, what happened to this guy? It's like, oh, he's going against number 1, defenses.
He's going to first team. He's going up against first team.
He's not playing the practice squad, and all of a sudden things are much more difficult. It's like, but Sean said like, we still like need to like, okay, like put everything in context and then make a decision, because every year there's like a player that got away, and then he has like Rashid. This is the exact example. And he's like, and we don't want to be that team that's like, we had him. And it happens. Like, this is it. It happened to us. So here it is. I mean, this is something that he had been saying since he got here, but it hadn't happened to us until now. And it's like, oh, there it is. I mean, it happens to everyone eventually. Like, you let somebody go because like, it's like buying and trading stocks is exactly what the NFL is. I mean, the Broncos,
you never know anything.
The Broncos figure it out. Like, they buy low. I mean, like, they get a player and they're like, okay, look at the jump this guy made from when he was totally ass to when he was mediocre. He did it in only 4 games. And then somebody comes in from the analytic department and they have a little line graph and they're like, if my calculations are correct, he is going to be a superstar by 2027 August. And it's like, they use all this, and then you're like, the Broncos are paying Zach Allen $90 million for 5 years. And you're like, whoa, or $120 million. You're like, that's a lot of money. And then all of a sudden he leads the NFL in pressures the next year. And then like does it again the next year. And you're like, oh my God, this guy would be worth like 200 million if we paid him now. But that's the whole point, is like, this is why the Cowboys are a nightmare, is because they do the opposite, where they wait until the player has peaked in value, and then they act like they're not going to pay him, and then they do anyway. It makes no sense. Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's Dak, it's CeeDee Lamb, all these players. Micah Parsons ended up walking, but for the most part, Dallas would pay these guys after like their value. And it's like, the great organizations, it's a business, and you got to buy the stocks that you think are good, and you sell the ones that you think are not. And sometimes you sell Raheed Shaheed and you're like, oh, that stock's up 200%. We messed up.
You know who does that really well, but doesn't end up doing anything really, like anything worthwhile with anything they get back?
Let me guess. Hold on.
Yeah. Come on.
I was going to say the 49ers.
No, not the team I'm thinking of.
Okay. The Rams.
Close.
This, the
first two letters.
Chargers?
The first two letters are correct, of Rams.
Raiders?
The Raiders.
So Max Crosby time.
Max Crosby, Khalil Mack, like they got so much in return. And
what do you think about Max Crosby?
Well, what are they going to do with the 2 first-round picks that they got from Baltimore? I think this was I was reading on Reddit, and it was like the Raiders did the right thing. It's what the Browns should have done with Myles Garrett, if we're being honest.
Yes. 100%.
That's exactly what they should have done, because Max Crosby, he's probably got his like injuries and
he's not worth
whatever.
2 first-round picks.
I don't think he's worth 2-round picks at 28, because I think, like, I don't know, he may be like Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack somehow is like on the older side, mid-30s, and is still producing at a pretty damn good clip. Nowhere near where he was producing at the time of the trade to the Bears, or even like his first 1 or 2 years after being traded to the Chargers. But like, he's still producing. Right?
I wouldn't give him one. I wouldn't give him one.
I would have given 1 first round and maybe like
I wouldn't. I'd give him a 2
player.
The highest I would go is a 2nd-round pick.
Oh, if you would.
It's his age, dude. It's his age. How old is he?
You wouldn't have gotten Max Crosby. You would not have gotten Max Crosby.
I know, but I'm saying I'd be okay with it, because
that's totally fine. Yeah,
you're giving
too much
first-round picks for
too much.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 28.
Why does he feel like 32 to me?
That's because he looks like it, dude. That's because all he does is smoke Swisher Sweets.
Respect. No, he's definitely a cool white, and he's like,
he's definitely a cool white.
He's like doing really good stuff for us. But I think like
August
20.
He's going to be 29 before the season starts.
He's going to be 29 before the season starts. So then you're looking at like, okay, you got this 1 year, and now he's 30. And like, where does the fall off typically happen for edge rushers? Usually 32, 33.
Yeah.
So best case scenario, you gave 2 first-round picks for 4 years. So that's 2 years of production per first-round pick. So let me ask you something. When you use a first-round draft pick, typically, how many years would you say, if you successfully pick the right guy, you get? I would say 10. A successful first-round pick usually spends, I mean, I'm not saying what the average is. I'm just saying a successful first-round pick, like a Bo Nix, a Caleb Williams, you know who I'm talking about, like the guys where they become super, a Jamar Chase. Like, I would say the average of like, but wait, hold on. The Raiders have a very high pick. This is not the Broncos' first-round pick. This is the Raiders' first-round pick. So, like, what are we talking? A top 5 pick?
They're number 1.
They're number 1. So
one.
Let's even make this point even more unreal. Okay, the Raiders right now are already in a position that they could. I'm sorry, I'm picking I fucked up. Who's the team that they traded him to again?
The Ravens.
The Ravens. Okay, so the Ravens, it's their draft pick that determines the value, not the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ravens draft pick, where are they drafting?
The Ravens are probably drafting
like
low
20?
20s, yeah, or high teens, I would say.
Let me pull up 2026 draft order.
I thought I had Tankathon on here.
All right, here it is. So the right. Why did they only
they have number 1 and number 14, the Raiders this year.
Okay, so that means that pick was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So 14, and this is massively important because if you look at the success rate of a first round pick from 1 through 10, it's like almost can't miss. And it still happens with tackles and quarterbacks, but you have a really good shot. I mean, honestly, if you want to challenge this, just go back and look at the first 10 picks every year for the last 10 years, and you'll know most of the guys, right? And then from 10 to 15, it's like you still are in that range, but once you get into the like 20s, late 20s, and then the bottom of the first round, it's like, I mean, it's still a very valuable pick. And honestly, I wouldn't give it, even if I was picking 32, I wouldn't give 2 first, but it's like, it's not the point. It's like, I would say if you successfully used your picks, they're very valuable. And really, it's like, well, how valuable is a draft pick? Well, it depends who's holding it. Because when the Broncos draft, they seem to just been knocking it out of the park lately. I mean, I can't really tell you like a bad draft pick that they've made since Sean Payton got here. There's ones I don't agree with, and then I'm proven wrong. I'm like, oh, we should have gotten the running back. Why did we get Jahdae Barron? And then the story comes out, oh, this year Jahdae Barron will be playing on the outside, on the opposite side of Patrick Surtain. He's ready. Oh, I forgot. We do this thing where we don't like draft for right now. We're like, some draft picks are for next year. Like, there's always a plan behind the curtain that we don't see all the time. And when you have a great organization, you start to think, man, these draft picks are very valuable. And then you see a trade where it's like Denver gave a 5th and a 4th, and now you're like, no.
Well, yeah, because and
what are you talking about? We got Nick Bonito with a 3rd. You can't get rid of that pick.
And it's like, it seems to be that if you have more than 2 to 3 picks within the top 100, you're guaranteed like starters. Like, it's almost a guarantee of starters. If not the year you draft them, the following year. Kind of like with Barron, or what was his name? You were just saying
Jahdae Barron.
Jahdae Barron. Like, you guys could just keep him like not on the bench per se, but like, you don't have to start him right away because you have Surtain and you've got this other guy, right? Like, even with like the first year of Ben Johnson's draft, it was like ridiculous. Was I a big fan of the Colson Loveland pick? No, not at the time. And then look what he turned into. And then Ozzie Trapillo turned out to be a really good left tackle. Burden was awesome.
Who did you want instead of Loveland?
What was I looking for? I think it was like a
tackle.
I think I wanted a left tackle before Ozzie Trapillo, who we got in the 2nd round, along with Luther Burden. But you could tell that it was a little bit slow for these guys to kind of really get into that level where you're like comfortable with them and you're like, oh, this did work out, because that's just how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could draft a guy in the top 10, a quarterback, right? One of our quarterbacks, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Drake May, James Daniels, and be like, he's going to start. Like, there's really no argument about it. But it's when you get into like, shit, Colson Loveland, and then that whole Tyler Warren thing at the beginning, it was like, oh, who's better? Tyler Warren seems to be much better, and the Bears fucked up. And then it turns out, everything else just worked out. But
I still think
you're right.
What's his name? But who's the tight end we were just talking about?
Colson Loveland,
The other one that was
Tyler
like
Warren.
Tyler Warren. Yeah, I still think he's probably like I still wish the Bears would have for you, like I wish the Bears would have done it. Just because I think like he's like just crazy good. Like I mean,
he's
but
an athletic
Loveland's a
guy
great
for sure.
blocker, and that's really the difference. Is like the Bears
Yeah,
wanted Loveland
Colson
because
can
he's
block.
pure. He's George Kittle.
Yeah, and with the offensive like burst too. But
Hey,
I
maybe
don't know, man. For me, it's just like I wanted Max Crosby, but the price was way too high.
Yeah, and
Two
you guys
firsts
already
is
did
just
this.
crazy.
It's too much like the other trade you made with the Raiders, Khalil Mack. Doesn't it feel like that?
No,
was
because
that 52 million?
Well, because the difference is, to me, in my opinion, we didn't know who Mitch Trubisky was at the moment. We didn't really know. We were just like, oh, we picked up a quarterback and we think he might be the guy. And he's, instead of getting Patrick Mahomes, we got Mitch Trubisky. Whatever. We're not going to go down that road. At least now it's like Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, plus all the young weapons that we have. And our defense lacked a pass rush completely last season. I still don't think he would have been worth 2-1s.
Well,
have been worth 2-1s.
It's very for the possible Bears that the Raiders did a little self-evaluation and they said, you know what? We are the worst team in NFL history at drafting. Let's get more picks.
And the crazy thing is, like, I think that this sets them up really well as long as they don't fuck it up, because the number one pick is going to be Fernando Mendoza, quarterback. That's just facts. They brought in Tyler Linderbaum, the 25-year-old center who was like, the best center in free agency. So they're bringing in him to not only be the veteran guy on the offensive line, but to be the veteran center for your quarterback, right? Like, what did I say? What have I said? The quarterback touches the ball every time. Who else touches the ball? The center. And the center, depending on his style of play, because Drew Dahlman was kind of like this with the Bears, and there are centers who do this, Kelsey's and whatnot. They call their own protections. I think Linderbaum is one of those guys who calls his own protections, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but that's an anchor for like your young guy who you're bringing in at number one. Like no questions about it. Like Fernando Mendoza from Indiana is going to be the Raiders quarterback. And then you bring in Tyler Linderbaum, you're going to bring in Mendoza. You're probably going to maybe draft another lineman at 14. I don't really know where the Raiders are going to go with that number 14 pick, if they keep it or if they trade back, whatever the case may be. But you already have the tight end. Oh my God, what was his name? The tight end that the Raiders have. Not Mayer from Notre Dame, but the other guy from Georgia.
Oh, Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Yeah. Like, you've already given him that safety blanket of an offensive weapon paired with a veteran young center for your number one overall pick quarterback who you're going to bring in. And it's not like,
going to work.
And somehow, because it's the Raiders, it's not going to work. We need to get Bert,
yeah.
Bert, right? Bert. We need to get Bert in here. The chat's going wild right now. We need to get Bert in here, because remember last season when we were previewing all the division predictions and he's like, the Raiders aren't finishing last. And it was like, bro, what do you think? Where do you think they're gonna go? Yeah, Geno Smith. What happened to Geno Smith? He got traded, immediately was on the worst team, got his ex-coach fired from that team he was traded from. And that team he was traded from won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean the Raiders weren't going to finish last in the division?
Would Seattle have won the Super Bowl with Pete Carroll?
No way. I mean, it was the second year of McDonald. So
the Raiders got worse.
The Raiders got so much worse.
They got worse. And here's the reality of it.
But they're getting better. So I think they're getting better.
I mean, yeah, that's how it works on paper. Everybody gets better. And then it's time to make predictions. And it's like, well, who are we going to hold on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your pause, your screen's frozen, but I could hear you.
Then it's like, okay, time to make predictions. And you're like, well, man, I mean, everybody's good because everybody fixed their weaknesses. Like, how am I
Yeah.
supposed to predict a bad team when everything looks good on paper? I mean, so it's like the reality is as we go through these teams and talk about how great they are, some of these teams are going to win 4 games that we're talking about.
Oh, the Raiders, I wouldn't doubt that they would only win single digit games. I don't think they'll touch 9. I don't think they'll touch 8, to be honest. 8 wins this year, even with Fernando Mendoza, even with Tyler Linderbaum, because kind of how Bailey's saying, yeah, you lose Max Crosby, you lose your defensive star and almost the heartbeat of your defense. There's only so much you can do offensively that can make up for that.
Is there anybody that is available right now that you want
for the Bears?
For Chicago, yeah.
I'd have to look at the list, and I feel like a dumbass because I should have kind of people in mind. I mean, Trey Hendrickson would be sick, but he's not going to get the amount of money that he's been looking for the last season and a half.
Which is crazy because he's led the NFL in like sack.
Oh, and Kyle is gonzo. Mendoza's overrated. I mean, yeah, you could say that about any quarterback coming out of college, to be honest. And Raiders need Saul Goodman to get this team some real players. Bears should sign Dobbs, the Pastronaut? You're crazy, Dennis. You're crazy. Kyle was just asking like who I think the Bears should pick. Honestly, a defensive end would be nice. I was talking about Trey Hendrickson, Joey Bosa, even though I don't really like him, and he's kind of just like, like, oh man, all that talent to just suck, because he's never really lived up to the hype. He's injury prone. He's never lived up to the hype. Trey Hendrickson, at least kind of for the most part, stays healthy. We already got Kobe Bryant from the Super Bowl winning Seahawks, which kind of plugs the hole there at safety, and he could either play free safety or strong safety. So bringing in Byard back for the Bears would be kind of cool too. Like I wouldn't mind that. Linebacker, we're good because we got Devin Bush from the Browns. Yeah, honestly, that defensive line. I know the Bears got a defensive lineman, and I can't remember who. I think he was from the Broncos. But yeah, like for the Bears, I don't really know anyone like defensive line. I think that's the biggest hole the Bears have. The biggest hole the Bears have is the defensive line, whether it's edge or whether it's defensive tackle. Do they have a first round pick? The Bears, yeah, they do. They have the the 24th, something like that. Taking for the Packers is never a bad idea for the Bears. I might agree. We got Kyle back. Kyle, give me the thumbs up if you're good to go. All right, sweet. Let's bring him in. All right, Kyle, you were talking about Bears players. I was looking at Trey Hendrickson. I was saying maybe Joey Bosa, but like he's never lived up to the hype and he's always injury prone. We got a defensive tackle from the Colts, I believe. That was a free agent. But I was telling these guys, we got Kobe Bryant from the Seahawks. He's a safety. So if we bring back Byard, I think that would be a sick duo. But honestly, defensive line is like the biggest need as well as center at this point.
Did you know CBS does like the top 100
free agents?
Mm-hmm. Where do you think? Have you looked at it already?
No.
Okay, good. Where do you think Alec Pierce is?
On the top 100 free agents?
Yeah. George Pickens.
Maybe like top 20?
Well, so you think he's that high?
I think after these last 2 seasons with all that shit, yeah.
Not top 20.
Is he a top 40?
No,
Really?
no, he's top 5. He's number 4.
Oh, okay. So I was right the first time. Got it.
He was top 5. What? Number 4?
I
Alex
told you.
Pierce was the 4th best free agent.
Big
This
play
isn't out of
threat.
wide receivers. This is out of all players.
Yeah, big
You
play
know what
threat.
that tells me? There's not that many great players in free agency. I
Well,
mean,
there never really is.
sometimes there's those years where it's like, wow, there's a lot of players. Like Mike Evans just became a 49er. Like, where's Mike Evans? I
Yeah,
mean,
but is he a great player that hit free agency, or is he a guy on the,
I
kind of
would
towards the end of his career?
absolutely take Mike Evans right now over Alec Pierce. If you're
You're
telling
wild. You're
really,
wild.
I'm actually an Alec Pierce fan. I think Mike Evans is like, I think he's still got a couple years of over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, but Alec Pierce is 25 and has led the league in yards per reception over the last 2 seasons. You're not taking that. You're taking
yeah,
Mike
but
Evans.
he would only have 3 catches a game. That's the thing. Like,
Well, yeah, but it was Daniel Jones throwing him the ball, and you had Michael Pittman as wide receiver 1. You had Tyler Warren who they were feeding, and you had Jonathan Taylor on that offense.
this is what I'm trying to say. That stat, it's like Tim Tebow had 31.6 yards per completion. It's like, well, that means that he only completed like what, 3 passes? Like, because I mean, that's just not going to be, if you're a good quarterback and you're efficiently getting the ball out, boom, 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 there's going to be 10 intermittent, deep, intermittent slash deep, shallow. There's going to be all different depths of passes. You're not going to average 31 yards per reception, but if everything you throw is incomplete and then somehow a Hail Mary is completed, like, you ever see like when you try to organize it by like yards per completion, and then there's like a player you've never heard of, number 1.
Yeah,
that's why the NFL had to start doing minimum of 20 games, because
well, that's fair,
like,
but for 2 years,
no, I'm just saying it's not like he's doing that and he's getting like on average, 8 catches a game. That would be crazy. It's like he'll have like a really good first half and then not have a catch for the whole second half. Or he
yeah,
would
but
have like
for
a couple big plays and then all of a sudden
but for
I had
2
him on my
years in a
fantasy team,
row,
so I was watching.
34 games, he led the league in
I just don't think
yards
that
per reception.
I don't think that stat is like, I guess I don't hold as much weight to it as you do. But I don't think it's a bad stat, and I do think it's good. I just don't think it's like the end of all discussions on whether he's that good or not.
Yeah,
That's
but I'm
all.
not saying it's the end of all discussions. I'm saying I'm taking a big play wide receiver over Mike Evans at 25 years old versus Mike Evans, who's what, 30 something, 33, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I think Mike Evans is gonna like be Jerry Rice. I think he's gonna be efficient till he's
32.
like 36. I think Mike Evans has like 3 more really good years in him if he can stay healthy. That's a big if.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna he's definitely gonna be wide receiver 1 in San Francisco.
But it's funny how fast we move on. It's like this guy just, not last year, but the year before, was like, is this like our modern day Jerry Rice? Because he broke the record for having 1,000 yards receiving every single year. He came like 160 yards shy of it because of a knee injury that held him out like 5 games this year. And everyone's like, he sucks. It's like,
well,
but not sucks, but it's like, it's just like the stock drops. When it's dropping, it drops. Like, it's like, anybody wants Stephon Diggs? I mean, shit, the Patriots don't even want him. And he was just on their team, went to a Super Bowl. That means that Stephon Diggs, since the Bills decided to get rid of him, which when they did, we were like, what? Like, you just got rid of the top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Well, since then, he will be on his 3rd team in 3 years. Like, that says a lot about, and I always say this, I think public perception drives a lot of the market. And it's like we fulfill our own prophecy on these things. A player is like kind of bouncing around, so then people are skeptical as to why, so they only offer him a 1-year contract. Then that player fills the 1-year contract, and maybe he did good and he deserves more money, but they don't want to pay. And then another team's like, man, why is he bouncing around like that? Let's just bring him in for 1 year. And then it's just like, it kind of creates itself. And it's like, all the while, this guy, if he was still in Buffalo, could still be top 10, but life had an alternate path for him where he was going to make all these pit stops and be washed. I mean, it's like, it's funny how a quarterback getting drafted, it's the same thing. Like, you get drafted into a situation where you got a good play caller, good development team. Sean Payton relinquished play calling duties for the first time in his career this offseason. Did you hear this?
Maybe everything won't be 30 seconds long.
But in reality, this is massive story. I mean, the coaches...
More massive than free agency? I don't know.
Well, I know. Did you have another player?
Let's see. Who else was it? There's a ton more players.
No, there's a ton of players. I'm just saying this is a huge story because
if you're a Broncos fan, maybe.
I think a sports fan.
I don't think this touches what free agency is right now. Coaches, I love you, but I don't think this touches
Hall of Fame coaches don't give up play calling. They just don't do that. That's not like a normal thing.
I don't know.
If you're an offensive head coach like Andy Reid, if he said tomorrow, like, I'm done calling plays, like, I wouldn't have to be a Chiefs fan and be like, what?
Well, he did that with Nagy. He did that with the enemy some games. Like, it's not. I was total season. Sure, I agree. I just don't think
that's what it is. It's the whole season.
Yeah, I just don't think this is like big news, bigger than free agency. Like, Broncos fan, absolutely.
Well, I am a Broncos fan.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't know bigger than free agency.
I don't see like. Mike Evans, Bobby Wagner. I mean, why can't he just sign a long-term deal? He's doing good every year.
He's like 55 years old.
35, but he's like still playing at a high level. Joey Bosa, I thought he had a really good year.
I thought he had a decent year. Was he not injured again?
If he did get injured, I don't remember. I thought he stayed relatively healthy all year. And
Niners are signing Joey Bosa to a 2-year deal.
Joey and Nick Bosa are going to be on the same team?
What?
No way.
Hold on. That was 2 hours ago per Instagram. So I don't even know if that's actually true. I just saw that on Google.
What was the Instagram source?
Let's see. Instagram.
I agree, Dennis. I think that's the whole thing. Davis Webb was going to be a head coach.
I thought this was a fake till I seen the Mike Evans. Oh wait, so I don't know. This is by Super Real NFL News. It got me. It got
you. I was like, when you said it was released by Instagram, I'm like, well, that could be like Adam Schefter, or it could be We Tell the Truth,
or it could be Badam Schefter. Yeah, there's no updates on Joey Bosa, at least from the CBS Sports page. So yeah, I got. But that page also broke the Mike Evans news to 49ers. So maybe they're onto something.
Maybe like they tell the truth, and that's what like makes it fun. Like, you never know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy's always full of shit, and then someone else is like, no, dude, I just saw it released. Adam Schefter.
This guy was actually legit.
It's like, oh, okay, so we don't know what this guy's doing. So the Daniel Hunter, he's staying with the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2026. Let's really quick, since we're in talking free agency, let's see team wise.
Mm-hmm.
what cap space is looking like.
Raiders still have the most money right now.
We got
the 112 mil.
The teams in the best. Let's start with the teams in the worst situation. All right.
Mhm.
We're going to go
Saints
with
always.
the bottom teams. The Bills are the very bottom.
Oh yeah, that's true. They are. They're the new Saints.
They're
the Saints of this year.
15 million in the hole right
Yeah.
now. 18 effective cap space in the hole. Not sure what that is. How is that different than cap space? I don't know. But the Ravens are the second worst, then the Cowboys, then the Vikings, then the Dolphins, which is why the Dolphins are in big trouble. And I would like to just say right now that we're going to find out next year that Mike McDaniels was the only thing keeping the Dolphins from wearing paper bags over their heads. And next year, things are going to get dark.
Which is weird because he was also kind of the reason that they are where they're at. So it was like he was like playing both.
I think I blame the GM and I blame everybody. And look, Sean says when you got this bad of a team, there's a lot of dirty fingers, and it's like not one guy that's responsible. It's the players, it's the coaches, it's the team, it's the organization. I mean, what does it feel like when you go to work and you're working in a building where it's very productive? There's good energy. Every little thing matters. I just started working at a hotel that's luxury, and I couldn't figure out why for a while I felt so good working there. And then it occurred to me how modern day architecture is depressing, and it's cubicles and fluorescent lighting, and nobody's like, I want you. My uncle went to school for architecture, and I remember him doing a project where he had to draw a picture of how the building would feel from inside of it. So you have to draw wind because the east side of the building has facing the ocean. There's going to be a breeze. So like, it's like, I don't think people can appreciate the reason it's called architecture is because the word art is in there. I mean, it is like, there's so much passion that goes into a building when it's something that's important to the person creating it. And what's happened is like we've just like been like, how can we streamline everything? Production and efficiency. That is what we want. We want the most efficient building. And it's like, man, you look at some of these organizations and they give out these report cards that say, grade the facilities, grade the locker room, and they release them. And you see teams where it's like family and culture, like how many places like invite kids and have daycare for their children, like resources, all this stuff. And it's like, it's always the same organizations on the bottom. And it's those organizations that can't seem to figure it out. Like, what is it? How come people aren't stoked to work here? It's like, I don't know. Maybe because everyone's toxic. The building sucks.
Everyone sucks.
Rich and stingy. No one gets paid what they're worth. And all we do is lose. Like, what do you mean excited? And then you have teams that understand, like, no, everything's important. And I remember when we got Sean in, everything changed, and we got new owners. Everything changed, and look at where we are just 3 years later. So if you think little things don't matter, man, Sean 10-minute speech on how the towels that they were giving out on game day needed to be bigger because it's just not as distracting. They needed
Russ couldn't have his own office anymore.
Russ couldn't have his own office, which, by the way, is funny. Alex Singleton said, they were like, how much money do you want to get paid? And he's like, I want to break the market. We have a lot of free Russell Wilson money, right? And everyone, because it's like, this is by the way, Rick,
what a line.
The guy that signed my nipple, Cody Barton, who is our linebacker, after the game, I'm meeting up with him. He plays for the Titans.
Oh, that's right. He just got on the team this past year, right?
Yes. Mary messaged his girlfriend. We're gonna go get drinks, and he's gonna see
your nipple,
Cody Barton nipple tattoo. And I thought that's hilarious.
Please have him like please have him put his face like not directly next to it, but like next to it enough to where you could
He's
take like a
gonna lick it.
selfie.
He's gonna lick it. I'm gonna make him, and then we're gonna be
This is
friends.
great. This is gonna be great content.
But
This is gonna be great
the
content.
other thing I wanted to tell you was that I got a call to go into a room, and I went in the room, and this woman was in there, and as
Hot.
soon she was like, "My shower's leaking," and I
Sure
was
it
like,
is.
"Okay, show me."
I've seen these porns before.
So I'm like, "Okay, show me where it's leaking." And she like turns the shower on, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's leaking." And then I see her, and she's wearing a Broncos hoodie, and I'm like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Full just spectrum me, like, "Oh my god, Broncos!" Like I
Yeah.
no like professional,
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're a Broncos fan?" And I'm like, "Am I a fan? Are you kidding me? I'll kill you!" And
I'll kill you for that fucking hoodie.
yeah, she was like, "Oh, I'll kill you too." And I'm like, "You're a fan?" She was like, "Yeah, I'll die for this." And I'm like, "Well, I'll die too." And
Let's kill each other.
Like, "Well, how did you become a fan?" And all this stuff. And all of a sudden she goes, "Man, that's so cool. Now I believe you. You're a really big fan. Like because like you trying to figure out when you meet a fan, like how serious are you? Like those fans? Or are you like, nah, they're the local team, I cheer for them? Or where are you on that spectrum of fan?" And so she goes, "Do you want to go on the field?"
No way.
Rick, I swear with everything on everything, I'm telling the truth. And I was like, "The Broncos?" And she's like, "Yeah, I can get you on the field." I was
no
like,
way.
"Dude," I swear, she's like, her son was or is dating or married to Pat Bolin, our late owner's daughter.
No way.
And she develops she was in our nicest suite. Brother, this is like $10,000 a night. She's like private jet. She doesn't fly airline. Like
pocket change to her.
So when I went into this suite, I already knew like whoever's in, like if they say this room number, like whoever's in there, there's a good chance I'm going to recognize them.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of cool because you never know who you're going to, Blake Shelton needs a light bulb,
Yeah.
And I thought he's a countryman. He can't figure this out. I'm kidding. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, I love that. And she's telling me her connection to Pat Bolin, and she also dated Matt Prater, our kicker, who was actually kicking for Buffalo last year.
Oh, no way. I thought Matt Prater. Yeah, okay.
Matt Prater. So she dated Matt Prater, and she's like showing me pictures on her phone and stuff. And she was like,
banging.
I can what she was like 100% I can get you on the field. And she was like, let me know when or what game you're going to, and I will make it happen. And I'm like, dude, like if this happens for me, like this is like my biggest thing.
You'll cry on the field.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll grab grass and take it with you home.
Dude, that is so weird. I wouldn't do that.
You'd totally do that. you would take the pylon at one of the end zones.
This one's for Pat.
You would stuff it under your shirt and be like, "No, guys, nothing to see here. I'm just a Broncos fan."
I was ready to to wrap it up. I was excited to come back on, but I've been saving this story for this. I wanted to tell you because we talked 2 days ago. I was like, podcast. Tell them on the podcast.
Yeah,
because
that's sick.
I'm like, I mean, I'll be live the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure there'll be like a little bit where before I go live where I just soak it in. I don't want to just like live it the whole time and
the entire time.
Be like, what happened? I didn't even enjoy it, Well, that's impossible, but you know what I mean.
No, I totally get it because I would probably be the same way. I'm that kind of guy who like at concerts I just don't bring out my phone except for like certain times. Like I don't keep my phone.
Dave Chappelle makes them like turn their phones in because
some comedians do that the entire show.
Yeah, and Matt Rife was talking to Shannon Sharp about it, and he said, "Dude, the best shows are the ones where I collect their phones because I have their attention." You know, he was like, "Dude, it's night and day." Like I can tell like when the audience doesn't, have their phone and when they do have and I'm like, that's crazy that like it affects the environment and we don't even realize it. We're just
because we are the environment and we're just like, whatever.
Yeah, we're a product of it.
Exactly. Well, this was an awesome conversation because, like Kyle said earlier, we talked a few days ago and we were like, dude, we needed that break, but we also needed to talk football.
Yeah.
And what better day to like do that, to come back post Super Bowl, post kind of like I would say the very, very chillest time of the NFL season, or off season, I should say, than legal tampering day, Monday, 2 days before the league year starts. And there was a lot of stuff that happened and it was all exciting. And there's even more set to happen tomorrow. There's tons of free agents. Kyle and I are going to be talking more of this stuff in the coming weeks. And you guys should expect us to be live at least once a week from here on out until the start of the season, where we go live for football Sunday, for the first game of the season most times, and for Bears and Broncos games, and of course playoffs and Super Bowl. So for everybody that joined us in the chat, we had so many new people, a lot of weirdos. I will say a lot of weirdos, but for everybody that was here, that was cooperating and commenting about the stuff that happened, the Bears, the Broncos, all the free agents.
This one's for Pat.
This one's for Pat. I want you guys to sub to this channel because we're going to be doing these live streams. We're going to be talking free agency. We're going to be talking trades. We're going to be talking off season. We're going to be talking the preseason, everything. We're going to be talking here on Only Football, and you guys should sub and join us on this journey on year 5 of this podcast, Kyle. We are in year 5 of this podcast.
That's insane, dude.
That's season 5. It is ridiculous. So
I love this. I'm a log off. Last comment I want to show is this. I just love that the Chiefs winning the division next year is now something that they have to predict, not a title that they have to defend. It's something that they have to achieve because they didn't. I love that.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
I love it.
They got Kenneth Walker, dude. What do you mean?
I love it.
But yeah, so hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this stream. We appreciate all the new people that were commenting on here. Continue to follow this channel, Only Football, where Kyle and I are going to be talking only football, only NFL, baby, and some crazy stuff that Kyle gets into where he has to go fix a leak. I'm just kidding. That's totally a joke. He's a
By the way, I told
man.
Mary about this, and she actually looked her up on Instagram.
Really?
And
oh, of course. That's
she was like,
girl, bro.
I was like, Mary, she wasn't that attractive in real life. Okay, I was like, it's Instagram. You know how they are.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like,
trust
that's
me.
Not her.
She was complaining about the mirror not being lit enough for her to do her makeup, and I'm like, honey, it ain't the mirror. It was ruined when you bought it.
It's your stumpy leg.
No, I'm just kidding. I was like, you look great in that lighting. What's up with those tickets?
The Broncos? Yeah. Oh my God. You are the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. It was great being back after all that time off. And like Kyle said, it's just great to talk football. So thank you guys again for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe button, follow us. And we're going to be here all off season into the next season for 2026. And Kyle, sorry. And Kyle, always a good time, brother.
Always a good time. This one's for Bill.